welcome back. My name is Michelle and I talk books. And just this second, I finished the book. And I was getting ready for the video and then I'm like, okay, just finish it. I held on to the last chapter so that I could do this video with as much excitement as possible. We are talking about The Request by David Bell up on your screen. I love him, and any of you who know me or have watched me in the past, you know I've interviewed him. I've read his other books. I've read 2 of his other books, and this one I was so excited to read. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm done with it. What a ride. Up on your screen, let's start at the beginning. 416 pages of a psychological thriller. First of all, you guys know, I'm 416 pages. I didn't even realize that. I'm reading it on my Kindle, flip, listening to it. I had no idea. And you guys know that I usually don't like over 350 pages for a psychological thriller. And then when I saw that, I'm like, oh my God. And it was so perfect. He did this book so perfect. And it was over 400 pages. Wow, David. First of all, you know how much I love you. I've told you over and over again, but this one had me going. Before I get into my reasons why you should read this book, let me just tell you something. I have read his books before, so I'm a little clued into his writing. I say that with, all my love and support, and I'm like, he's gonna send me one way, look the other way. So I know this. Did you ever watch the show Castle? I'll put it up on the screen. His books remind me of Castle because Castle always did that. They'd start off the first 15 minutes of you looking one way, and then the rest is like, oh no, you should have been looking this way. And by the end of that series, I knew what to do. I knew where to look, and I was like, oh, I got this show. I could write the show. It was, that way. But with David's books, I'm only 3 in. I don't know, maybe after, another 25 more, I'll be like, oh, I know where he's going. I did not know. I thought I did halfway through. I'm like, oh, David, I got you. I got you this time. I didn't. I'm here to tell you, if you're watching this, David, I didn't do it. You got me again. You took me on a crazy roller coaster ride, and I loved every page of it. Up on your screen, why should you read his book? Why should you read this book? I'm going to tell you, first of all, psychological thriller. Who doesn't love a good one? Me. I love them. You do. Everybody does. We love when these authors take us on a winding trail of deception, and we are there for them every step of the way. So happy to have read this book. And I've read a couple of psychological thrillers lately. They kind of come and go. I knew with this one. I savored it. I was like, yes, I have time this weekend. I'm 4th of July weekend. What better time? I knew I was going to have fun, and I waited for the exact moment to read this book where I could just enjoy it. Number 2, let's get into the story a little bit. We have Ryan Francis, who is the main character. And Ryan is unique in a lot of ways. When I'm talking about thrillers, it's really difficult. I know I talk in circles, and I really apologize for that, but I try not to give too much away. But we meet Ryan in the beginning, and he's married. He's got a young son. I'm going to go into what we learn about him from the very beginning in a minute. Let's just set the story. He's got this so-called normal life. So-called. But we know that's not true, right? We know that's not going to happen, which takes me to number 3. Blake, his best friend from college, who we love and then hate and then love and then hate, and we think that he's the perfect best friend, and then we're like, wow, with a best friend like him who needs enemies, and then we just go back and forth with Blake the entire book, which David did so well. Don't know whether to like Blake or not. You seriously don't know. Like I said, I kept thinking, oh, he doesn't want me to like Blake, so I won't like, and then I'm like, oh no, he wants me to like Blake. He wants me to like Blake. So then I go back and forth. No spoilers on Blake. Number 4, because I am a sucker for a first line. Up on your screen, this is how the book starts off, and that's why I said we were going to get to this. Of all the things I never thought I'd say about my life, there is this. I have a blackmailer. Ryan, our supposedly normal main character, we find out in the first sentence that he has a blackmailer. Okay, that's not normal. people don't walk around with blackmailers. We're like, what did he do? What did he do? Of course, you know, my mind right away for blackmailer goes to like an affair or, I don't know, something criminal. Affair. I usually think affair. But right away I'm like, oh my God, he's having an affair. That's where I go with these. Because they're psychological domestic thrillers. Of course we're going to go there. And number one reason why you should read this book is because David Bell's books are amazing. Up on your screen. The last one last year was called The Layover, or just Layover. Oh my gosh. Loved this book. And then the one that I talked to him about was Somebody's Daughter, which was 2 years ago. So July seems to be his yearly thing, which makes me like, I can't even wait till next July because these books keep getting better and better. I'm telling you, even when I got to 75% of the book, I'm like, okay, David, you got me. I don't know what's happening. And then I read another chapter and then I'm like, okay, I got it, David. I know what you're doing. And then I don't. I had no idea. I really thought I knew. And I don't want to tell you who I thought I knew because then that's kind of giving it away. But I really, really thought that I knew where this was headed. And it wasn't. You did such a great job. And I find that the psychological thriller books that I do reviews for are usually pretty short because I can't give anything away. I can't talk about it how I want to talk about it. I just can't. So it's like, I just am here to tell you to go get this book if you have not read it yet. I don't even think I mentioned it. Came out June 30th. Today is July 6th. It's only been out for a week, but it has so many fantastic reviews. I am not the only person who thinks this is an amazing book. I love his covers. They're always amazing. They're always, and I even looked back on them and I already showed them to you. I looked back and I was like, oh, that's right. His covers are so good. I love that in a thriller. I love when the covers just draw you in, and his do. That's it. It's going to be short, guys. I'm sorry. I'm just here to tell you to go read it. I'm just here to give it my 5-star stamp of approval. I knew that it was going to happen. He got me in the first chapter. I didn't let go. As a matter of fact, last night I was up reading till like midnight and happy about it. Usually I'm not happy about being up at midnight. The other thing, before I let you go, one more thing. And there's a thunderstorm coming and I want to get this done. One more thing, his chapters. And I told him this. I love his short chapters that he ends every chapter with you wanting to read another chapter. And I told him he does that brilliantly. That's why I was up till midnight. I started reading around 10 and I'm like, just a couple chapters and then I'll go to sleep. And then I look and it's midnight. I'm like, he did it again. These chapters get me reading, and then I don't want to put it down. If you are watching this, David, thank you. Thank you so much for this book. I look forward to next July. Cannot wait. Can't wait to see what you are writing right now. Everybody, IndieBound, just in case you can get to a bookstore. Amazon, in case you can't. The audiobook was amazing. If you like to listen to audiobooks, I love the audiobook, and I also read the Kindle. I enjoyed each one of them. Until my next video.